Hopefully y'all can hear me now. Dun, 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 dun. Hopefully you can hear me now. Hopefully you can hear me now. Okay. Man, PTSD, PTSD, PTSD watching that fight. Yo, that Errol Spence fight, it just gave me PTSD watching that fight with him against Crawford. Like when like Crawford fight, it just reminded me with that with Tim Tszyu. It was just like him being off balance, reaching like that, and that's a rookie mistake. Is reaching. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people should know that, but a lot of people don't know that. That's a rookie mistake. When you throw a jab and like you're like trying to like push off your foot and reach out, because a jab is really already supposed to be up and it's supposed to be subtle and supposed to be boom right then and there. See, Earl Spence used to have a hop. He had a little hop to him. So that little quickness, that little hop used to get him very far. But I don't know what his legs is like as a 36-year-old man, but you know, it was great for him to retire. But before I get into Earl Spence, I wanted to get into more of uh, what was I gonna get? Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua has been dropped several times, but that was not the greatest performance from him. I'll tell you right now, that's not the greatest performance from him that I expected. First couple seconds in round one, getting dropped, and then getting a knockdown twice. It was a little bit crazy. I thought he was out of here. I'm gonna be real with you. It was unpredictable. It was very like sort of looking like it was leaning one way, but Anthony Joshua got himself together. And the guy couldn't just handle the power. Let's just be honest. Once he got hit finally, and he got hit with some good shots, the power was there. And once he got that good old what was it, his right hand, that hook in, boom, out of here. Anthony Joshua always doing his thing, but that was the worst. Gotta be the worst round of his career. Gotta be. It gotta be the worst round of his career. Getting dropped in the first few seconds of the fight is crazy. The first few seconds, not no minute, not like first few seconds of round one, Anthony Joshua gets dropped, and he gets two knockdowns in round one, and I'm glad that we see these type of things because low key this makes the Tyson Fury fight a little bit more interesting. What happens if Tyson Fury hits Anthony Joshua the wrong way? Can Anthony Joshua, actually handle Tyson Fury? I can't wait for that fight. That's coming up next. Anthony Joshua saying he wanting it. I'm looking forward to that. That's my biggest thing was that Anthony Joshua has amazing punch power, but he just gets dropped. That was a crazy display. That wasn't the best round I ever saw, but it was unpredictable. It had me on my feet. I ain't gonna lie. I thought Anthony Joshua was out of here, and that was my thing where it was just like, why? Like, well, this guy is amazing, but he gotta have his punching power. What happens if Tyson Fury is a tough mother effer and he takes it, and then now you in a predicament where he got the advantage and he ends up dropping you. That's just how I look at it with the Tyson Fury fight and Anthony Joshua. That's a very good fight now. And how I see that in the future, I'm gonna be happy when they both fight, get this off their chest. I feel like Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury don't got nothing to prove after that. If they want to keep going, they can. But unless you want to see Moses, and nobody want to see that young boy Moses. Moses, I don't know what y'all that boy at heavyweight Moses Otama. I don't know if I'm saying his last name right. That boy is athletic. The boy could guard. The boy is very good on his feet and got good, powerful hands. You don't want to. I don't think they want to see the boy Moses. I don't think none of them want to see Moses. He's definitely the up and comer. He's definitely up next, for sure, for sure. Now, let's get into the Errol Spence fight. I didn't like the Errol Spence fight, not one bit. Let me set the mood right. I'm sitting here. I got done watching the whole card of the Tim Tszyu. I ain't gonna watch the whole card. I watched half of the card of Anthony Joshua versus was it Karenga? I watched most of that card, watched that fight. I was like, cool. Now I was getting up later at night. I watched the first fight of or the first or the second fight of the Spence card. I was like, okay, I'm impressed. What was it? Ocusio, he got the knockout. It was a great knockout. Shout out to Darsh Cool 444, man. Shout out to you coming in the building and stuff like that. Remember, it's free 99 to subscribe. I'm just talking boxing real quick with you guys. I'm happy you here. Anybody's coming in, get in the comments. Make sure y'all talk to me. We talking boxing right now. So I'm sitting here laying down. It's getting later at night. I watched the first fight on the Spence card. I'm sort of tired. I really was like, eh. But don't forget, Titus. You gotta go live. You gotta review for the next day for that Spence fight. So I stood up all night. And I always felt like, sorry people, someone interrupting the call and stuff like that. Sorry, someone interrupted the live. But anyway, I was sitting here, I got tired. I'm like, oh, let me go watch the Errol Spence fight. Let me keep myself up. And when I see him come in the ring, I was happy. I'm like, Spence looks confident. He doesn't look drained. He didn't look tired like he did against Crawford. He looked ready. He looked like he was on one. And Tim looked good too. So I was ready for this fight. And then the fight started. And I got PTSD right away. I got PTSD right away from that Crawford fight. Seeing Spence reach and not have a hop to his step. And, oh, man. Let me answer the question from Hell V. Trail. I think Hell V. T. Row or something like that. I don't know how to say your name. What's the best way to get into boxing? The best way to get into boxing? The best way is to find a gym. Or if you don't know, you don't have a gym yet, you're going to start shadow boxing. So my brother was a boxing strengthening coach. I'm not no professional in boxing at all. My brother's a boxing strengthening coach. What you really want to do is you want to start shadow boxing, first, learn a few steps, watch boxing, get to understand boxing first, and then go find a gym. That's the first thing you want to do to answer your question. Then you find a gym, then you want to get the practice as much as you can possible, and then sign up for an amateur fight. Sign up with the USA board. I forgot what they call it. But back to what I was saying was that that Errol Spence fight gave me PTSD. It gave me PTSD. When I watched him against Crawford, it was just almost similar, but even worse. Because when the first round, let me tell you how I felt about the first round. When Errol Spence stepped out and he started to fight, he was reaching. Very much a rookie mistake. Like I was saying earlier, when you throw a jab and you're reaching out, you're very much like vulnerable. It was the same thing what happened with Devin Haney when he was fighting Ryan Garcia. You can't just throw a jab and be all the way down here and you not quick with it and you not being aware of keeping your hands up because you're vulnerable. Your whole face is open and you got to have amazing reflexes. And if the guy, Ryan Garcia, did take the pads, which he got knocked for, you know what I mean? When you get hit with them punches, it's like it's going to throw off your whole your brain, everything. So, you're not going to have the reflexes and everything. So, I personally believe anybody that throws a jab and be reaching, yeah, you're just looking to get knocked out. And Spence was definitely looking to get knocked out in this fight. And Tim Tszyu did not capitalize off a lot of things. I don't know if he just wanted to. Some people said in my short video that he was actually carrying Spence. I don't know. I don't know if he was carrying Spence or Tim Tszyu was being very cautious of being KO'd himself. Because when I watch the fight and I get into round 2, I'm like, okay, Spence is getting to the body, he's digging, he's going, you know what I mean? He's not doing the best punch selection, which could get into like what they call a shootout. So he was over here just boom, 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 trying to break something. Knocking down that body. Spence is great for knocking down that body, but he doesn't have that hop. And we don't know if the back of his leg is great or not, but Spence did not have that hop that he used to have against Ugas and Danny Garcia. That is something that was important for Spence because, as you can see, if he don't got that hop that he had, he's reaching. He's like reaching like he don't want to get hit either. Like he gotta be very mindful, and that's the one thing I learned even in a regular fight. You don't never want to throw a punch and reach and be vulnerable like that because that is a rookie move. And Spence just doesn't have that reflex. It was making me sad after a few rounds started to go back because I gave it to Tim Tszyu one moment, then I gave it to Spence, then I gave it to Tim, then I gave it to Spence, and then after that it was just Tim. Because it was just like Spence was going to that body, he was trying to show that heart. But when does When does a boxer have to admit to himself is that we need to put the gloves down? We need to put the gloves down. That my biggest thing, right, is that when you go out there and you go ahead and become a boxer, right, you always know the risk. But you gotta know also that deep down in your heart, you don't have nothing to prove. Spence didn't have nothing to prove. He beat names. Sean Porter, Ugas, Danny Garcia. He like, come on, man. He beat the best. He beat some world champions after a car crash. Errol Spence, I don't care. I think he deserves the Hall of Fame. Maybe the accolades ain't the craziest according to Terrence Crawford, but to come back after a car wreck and beat two champions that were great fighters, like, come on now. Let's be real, let's be honest. I think he should go to the Hall of Fame. I'm glad he retired. He did the best he can, man. But I just personally believe I think he knew a little bit about his body, but he was like, nah, I can get this guy. I still got the chance. I still got the heart. It was a great journey for Errol Spence, but it was PTSD. I didn't like that fight at all. I felt like this fight, I was watching Tim Tszyu make certain mistakes too. Because I'll be honest with you, Tim Tszyu wasn't putting his foot on the gas pedal. He wasn't trying to get Spence out of there. And some people were saying he was carrying him. That's BS. I just feel like personally, to me, they can be right, but it's BS because it's like you came here to fight. And I think personally, get him out of there. If you see he's over here not trying to like win or he's doing certain things and you know that it's really hurting him, hurting his body, wear and tear. Like I don't know. Maybe it's, I have to just be real. I'll be honest with you. I was dissatisfied with the fight. I love that they put in the work. I love that they showed heart, but they could easily got killed in that ring, right? I didn't want to say that. I did not want to say that. I'm glad they both alive. I'm glad they both got their health. I'm glad they both got everything together. But you know that Errol Spence and Tim could have easily hurt themselves. Simple as that. I talk to myself every day about like, yeah, I want to get into boxing. I want to get into boxing, but one, I'm too late in age. That's just be honest. I still could get in, but it wouldn't be no real career. Two, you can't play boxing. That's one thing they keep saying, and people need to understand. You can't play boxing. Spence could have passed away, or could have transitioned in that ring if he got hit the wrong way. I'm glad he decided to retire. I think Tim Tszyu needs to retire too as well. He's 31 years old. He's younger. I understand. But I really believe like these guys are very talented. They're very strong. But minded they are, but physically no. Because Tim Tszyu, I think it was smart for him to say he want to go get to Lara, but Lara is a sharp dude. He might not have the best, wind for his age, but Lara will definitely uppercut and mostly jab you to death. And that's what Tim wants to fight next after the Spence fight. He wants to fight Lara, and Lara still got that little pop where he'll jab you to death, jab to the body, jab to the head, jab to the body, jab to the head, hook to the body, and then you know what I mean, hook you with with a right or something. Like Lara would like jab you and hook you to death. That combination, and he gets away with it. That's the funny part. This guy gets away with it. Now, anybody that's came in the building, left or gone or whatever, thank you for coming in the building and stuff like that. I just wanted to say this right. I got a short right now that's out right now. The short is out right now. Make sure you go on my YouTube shorts. Go look at my review. I just pretty much said like what I'm saying now. This fight could have been a legendary fight, but this was more for like to prove themselves that they still got it. Maybe they needed that. Maybe Spence got the best out of him he can this fight, and he understood like, okay, it's time for me to put the gloves down. But I really wonder spiritually, what is going to make a boxer put the gloves down? What can make a boxer put the gloves down? Like at the end of the day, what can make you be like, nah, I'm good. I don't want to do this no more. Because simple fact is that in boxing, there is a moment where you have to let you put your gloves down and leave everything alone. You can't beat everybody. You're risking your life every time you get in the ring. Sort of Shakur's point when he was talking to Shannon Sharp. Every time you're in that boxing ring, you're risking your life. Period, point blank. I felt like Errol Spence was risking his life, and I was concerned. When I was watching this fight, I'm like, the steps he was taking, his foot was on the outside of the other guy's lead foot. I just didn't like it. I didn't like what Spence was doing. I didn't understand what Spence was doing, people. I just did not like it at all, man. Spence is an amazing fighter. Tim Tszyu he's an amazing fighter too. I just felt like the name, the money, the big, it was worth it. Now we got Zuffa. Zuffa Boxing's on tonight. You know, shout out to Errol Spence, and glad you retired. But we got some debuts tonight on Zuffa Boxing. They got Edgar Berlanga, Edgar Berlanga, and Richard Hitchens tonight on Zuffa Boxing. I am there. I'm about to watch that next. I can't wait for Richard Hitchens' fight. The guy he's versing he's a little tougher than people think he is. Berlanga got a fight on his hands too, but I think like Richard Hitchens, he got a lot to prove. You know what, Richardson Hitchens, right? Richardson Hitchens, you know what's interesting about him? He has all the potential in the world, but he keeps on fumbling it because he keeps on, getting sick during his fights or not putting on the best performance. Like Richardson Hitchens got a lot of potential, but he just always fumbles the ball. And tonight, I would like to really see him do his thing because simple fact is, there's plenty more fighters that are going to be waiting for him at 147. We got Keyshawn Davis and Devin Haney. Whoever wins that fight, I feel like if Hitchens puts enough work in, Hitchens could definitely be next up to line to fight those people. Everybody knows I want Keyshawn to win. Everybody knows what's up. So everybody knows what I have to say about Keyshawn Davis. I feel like he's an amazing fighter, boxer. I think he could beat Devin Haney, but Devin Haney also could beat him as well because how experienced and how smart Devin Haney is, how quick and agile that Devin Haney is. But I feel like if Hitchens proves himself during this meantime before the Devin versus Keyshawn fight happens, I feel like whoever wins out of Keyshawn versus Devin Haney should definitely go against Hitchens if he proves himself. Because like I said, Hitchens got all the talent in the world, but god damn it, you got to put in the work, bro. And god damn it, you can't be falling short, and you got to make sure this is probably his last chance. Zuffa Boxing picking him up, it's probably his best ideal, because I think other promoters and other people probably was a little bit tired of him. Like, I ain't gonna lie, it was just that last that Oscar fight that he was supposed to fight in left a bad taste in people's mouths. And everybody knew, I told my homie, I was like, he was dehydrated. That weight wasn't for him no more. And he admitted it on Fight Hype podcast that weight wasn't for, 140 wasn't for Richard Hitchens no more. And I knew that. I told my homie that. I was like, he didn't want to fight Oscar because that weight wasn't for him no more. Period, point blank. He talking about he was sick. He probably was sort of sick, but the reality is, it ain't nothing to know vitamin C could help with. Man, go drink you vitamin C, bro, and man the F up and go box. But, he got to do what's best for his career. He wasn't fully 100%. Most boxers aren't fully 100%. That's another thing people need to know about boxing. Most boxers that get in that ring ain't 100%. They be 85 at best. Real talk. These guys suffer injuries during camp. They verse in heavyweight, lightweight, speed, power, all this type of stuff in training. You know what I'm saying? They doing the best they can. And the people that's coming in, it's free 99 to subscribe. It's free 99 to subscribe. That's my little saying, people. But training in boxing is very hard. So not every fighter comes in there. Understand Hitchens was like, okay, let me go in my full form. But he knew, Richardson Hitchens knew he wasn't ready for that fight against Oscar Duarte, if I'm not saying his name right. And he had to move up to 147. But can he do his thing at 147? Because this is his last shot. Hitchens has only got one shot at this at 147. I ain't gonna lie, it's looking like that. And his debut tonight is gonna speak a lot to the boxing game. Shout out to Manuel Sanchez in the building. Shout out to everybody that's coming in the building, man. Get in the comments. Let's talk boxing. I'm here. I'm here to negotiate about certain terms. All right. We don't need to speak with disrespect. We don't need to talk crazy to each other. We show love and peace over here, but we could talk boxing and be disagreements and all that stuff like that. I'm 100% with that. I don't like people uh that's not a leader. That's one thing. It's not a leader. You gotta be a leader when you come up in here. I'm always trying to be a leader every day basis. You try to make sure that you're sharp, make sure that you're doing good with yourself and stuff like that, and make sure you always is on point. Now, Berlanga, I'm not a fan of Berlanga. I'll just be honest with you. He seemed like a cool dude. Seemed like a person you would want to chill with outside of the boxing ring. But Berlanga, as a boxer, I'm not really a fan of him. I think he did believe the hype a little bit after he versed Canelo and he got dropped. like after he went toe to toe with Canelo, I felt like he was gassed up. He was gaslighted from his peers and other people and himself. And I think he's a little bit everywhere. Belanga does music as well too. He's an entertaining character as well. And I'm like, I think you are more of a show, like a show, what they call showmanship or showsman. Yeah, he's one of those people that like to just like to entertain. And boxing is about entertainment. But Belanga to me, I'm just not really crazy about his fighting and his style. But he's debuting tonight on Zuffa Boxing. I wonder if y'all listen. It's free 99 to subscribe. Should I go live and watch Zuffa Boxing live? That's what I'm thinking about next. I'm thinking about starting to like. I can't wait to get this set up. I can't wait to get a setup. I'm gonna get some setup. I want to react and watch boxing with you guys and see what you guys see because I had an amazing time yesterday. Boxing this weekend was actually good. We had a boo boo. We had a fight. He knocked the dude out after that loss of against my favorite fighter in the world, Titus. Come on, how you gonna forget? Benavidez. After that loss, after Benavidez, Boo Boo done showed himself on Friday night. There was a lot of fights. Tyson Fury, Tyson Fury made a guy quit. We already talked about Anthony Joshua. This was a good weekend for boxing, people. I can't wait for next Saturday though. William Zepeda versus Lamont Roach. That's going to be the fight, y'all. I'm telling y'all right now, that's going to be the fight. Y'all better be ready. Y'all better be like, this is going to be an interesting fight. Because I've never seen Roach have a different pace than his pace before. So I want to see how he does against William Zepeda. Because William Zepeda is going to bring volume. He's going to bring a lot of pressure. And I can't wait for this fight next Saturday. Y'all gotta be in tune. I can't wait to review that fight. I'm going to be happy when that fight happens. Because I personally believe that's what Shakur is waiting on. Yeah. We hear Jose Venezuela wants to fight Shakur, and they're both signed to Zuffa. That sounds cool and all that, but I think Shakur is looking at Lamont Roach. I think after this fight, August 1st, and Lamont Roach wins and does his thing, right? I think that we're going to see Shakur Stevenson versus Lamont Roach Jr., and I think that's a good fight because since Lamont Roach is the one that, even though he had a draw, seems like the one that everybody feels like Tank won. I mean, Tank lost. I think that would be a good fight, Shakur versus Lamont Roach. It's just styles in boxing. There's styles in boxing. All right, so another thing I wanted to say as well too, right? When you have these fights going on, these deals getting together, y'all gotta understand, right? There's a lot of people in the middle of it. Lawyers, your management, your promotion team. We have to give certain things some time. But I do believe certain things are running out of time though. That Devin Haney purse idea, cool. But let's get the contracts going. Devin Haney needs to hurry up and get their contracts going. There's too many people in the middle of that. The promotions, the promotion companies. The boxing. Oh God, let me not get into that. the management, everything. Like we just need to get this ball rolling. Real talk. We just need to get this ball rolling. If you're here right now, thank you. I appreciate you guys for coming in. I need y'all to get under them comments, and we need to talk. We need to have a conversation. That's all we gotta do, man. I'm here all day, every day, man. Here all day, every day. If you're coming in, I need to jump in the comments, jump in the comments, jump in the comments, jump in the comments. Ask me any question. That's why I want to know. Anybody have any questions? Questions? Want to make a statement? If not, I'll continue. Okay. Anybody had any questions? Want to jump in the comments? Go ahead, jump in the comments. Any questions? Any things y'all want to say, or just make a statement you want me to answer or speak about? I'm gonna be looking at the comments. I'm gonna be waiting for anybody to come in, speak your mind about the Errol Spence fight, about boxing. You want a question? Or you want to ask me something about the channel? Feel free to jump in the comments and stuff like that and speak to me and stuff like that. I want to hear from y'all. I don't want to just see you guys jump on the live. I want to see y'all go in the comments. I want to talk to y'all. I want to interact with y'all. What y'all feel about boxing? What y'all feel about the fight last night against Errol Spence, versus Tim Tszyu? What y'all feel about that fight? What y'all feel about the Anthony Joshua fight? Everybody that's coming in right now, it's free 99 to subscribe. We talking boxing on this channel. You know what I mean? I'm gonna separate it a little bit. I was talking boxing and rap, but now I'm gonna separate the two. This is a boxing channel. Get in the live chat. Get in the chat. Get in the chat. Get in the chat. Yeah. Get in the chat because I want to hear what you guys and your opinions, man. Man, let me see. Let me give it 1 minute, then I'll just continue. And if anybody don't want to say anything in the chat, jump in the chat, ask any questions, say anything. I'm gonna give it 1 minute, and then we could jump right into what I mean, the next topic. Okay, let me see. Let me see. All right, anybody got any questions? Anything? Jump in the chat. Jump in the chat. Everybody that's from the 9-8, jump in the chizat. I want to hear from y'all. What do y'all feel about the boxing last night, man? What do y'all feel about Errol Spence retiring? Oh my God. You know what? Let me just pick up. The minute has passed, right? Errol Spence, I salute you because simple fact is you came back after a car wreck and beat one of the two best champions in Danny Garcia and Ugas. I appreciate your career, man. I feel like you ain't had nothing to prove. Putting the gloves down is your best thing, and Crawford's retired too. Do I believe that we all have that time to let go of boxing? Yes. Yes. Even as a viewer, as a viewer, sometimes seeing people get hurt or punched and stuff like that might be always exciting to you to your end days, but sometimes it might be too much. It might be overwhelming. I think personally, boxing in general is not something that you could play with. Like I'm happy Spence decided to retire. Tim, I wish you the best, but don't do this until the day I'm scared for Tim. Tim could pass in that ring. I don't want to put that on him. Please do not. I don't want to put that on him. I don't want to speak that into the universe, but the way he's looking at this boxing, this fighting ring, Tim Tszyu is like a great fighter, but I know he's 31. I know he's young, but certain things of that Fundora fight and I forgot what the one fight it was. He fought that one guy. He just looked very bad. I'm like, yo, is this something to him? I don't know. Is this something to Tim? And I'm nervous for a boxer that doesn't want to give up and doesn't want to put the gloves down. Errol Spence put the gloves down. Tim, if you got it in you to fight Lara and all those people up there, cool, do your thing. But to be honest with you, middleweight ain't no joke, man. You go against someone that's really sharp, and you know what I mean? I guess he wants to get a title first before he leaves. And I think Lara is his best chance, but Lara will jab you and hook you to death. Lara would jab and hook you to death. That's one thing Lara could do. Tim Tszyu, I'm nervous for him because he I don't know if he knows when to put the gloves down. Maybe after he gets a title, he might put the gloves down, but I know it's just like, I don't want no boxer to pass away in this generation, and that we could prevent that from happening. A lot of people are like probably thinking to themselves like it's boxing when you talking about, and it's like yeah, you don't have no concerns and no interest in these fighters because I've really watched my brother train certain fighters, and I was like, yo man, he don't got it in him, and then they eventually become the dogs. Then I watched him, deal with older gentlemen that are trying to prove something, but they don't got it what it takes anymore, and they end up hurting themselves. Y'all don't know that. Y'all don't understand that. That's something that it's not right. If you feel like you gotta put the gloves down as a boxer, even as a viewer, because it's overwhelming, do it, please. Because boxing is overwhelming to anybody's mental. These are gladiators going at it against each other. It's entertainment for us, but these are gladiators. Errol Spence, I'm always gonna appreciate that career, man. It just that fight last night. I wish I'd have a scene because it gave me a PTSD of him versus Crawford, and I didn't know too much about Errol Spence, but I started to review his fights and watch all his boxing matches, catch up to his career, and I seen how much of amazing a fighter he was. But he ain't got nothing to prove. Nothing to prove. I seen a lot in this world, right? I seen a lot of men try to stand on their toes even when they ain't got nothing to stand on no more. We have to know as men that when you ain't got nothing to stand for no more, it's okay to retire. It's okay to fall back. It's okay to, find something new. I can't wait to see Earl Spence's journey. He said he's retiring and he's going to chill with his kids as he should. Go be a dad, a father, and be there for them. That training camp and all that stuff is overwhelming on your children as well, even on the mom as well. You know what I'm saying? Because she got to watch the kids. She got to take care of everything else while you're gone and stuff like that. And it's a beautiful thing to have that support system, man. Spence, I appreciate you, man. Real talk. You gave yourself to the sports of boxing, but it's time for you to bow out. I'm happy you said that last night, Tim. And I did. Tim, get you a title. If you think you can get yourself a title, cool. Do what you gotta do. But watch out and be very careful, man. Know when to put the gloves down, man. That's why you have to have your money in order. I ain't say Tim is broke, but I give him one thing. He trying his best to get back and get back on top. But after you get a title or you try to go for a title, put the gloves down, man. I don't want to see no one passing that ring. I don't want to see no one passing that ring. If you're new in here, right, it's free 99 to subscribe. I'm going to say it again. It's free 99 to subscribe. It's free 99 to subscribe. It's free 99 to comment. It's free 99 to hit a like. It's free 99 to hit a comment. It's free 99 to subscribe. It's free 99 to, come in and go join the chat. Come on, we in the building, man. We are in the building. It's tight as from the 9-8. I didn't like the Spence fight. I felt like both of these guys try to prove something they had nothing else to prove. You know what I mean? I feel like, this was a definitely a farewell for Spence, but Tim, he might just be very careful on how you could continue to live your career. That's how I view this fight. I'm ready for the fights tonight. If I'm not mistaken, when do these fights come on? When does Zuffa boxing fights come on? Hold on, people. Hold on. Remember, it's free 99 to subscribe. We gotta figure out when these fights is coming on the Zuffa boxing tonight, man. What's going on, man? What's going on with y'all, man? Berlanga is, making his appearance tonight. No boxing, no life. What's good, man? What's good with you? I don't know if you just joined in, but we just talking the Errol Spence fight, and I'm happy he's retiring. And I'm happy, I wish best for Tim, but Tim didn't even look as sharp as well too. He could have got Spence out of there a minute ago. Some people said he was carrying him. What you think about no boxing, no life? It's been a minute too. Well, what you think, man? You think uh this guy Tim was carrying Spence? That he could have got him out a long time ago? It says it's been a while. Last time we had a convo was Canelo versus Bud. Yeah, I've been going through a lot, man. It been ups and downs, but I'm here, man. One day I'm gonna sit here and tell y'all the truth of what I've been going through mentally and spiritually, man. And then I'll let you get the in and outs, man. But it's good seeing no boxing, no life. That's my guy. We busted up Canelo versus Bud. How you feel about this Errol Spence fight, man? Did you watch it last night? Did you get a chance to watch it? No boxing, no life. Let's talk about it. Zuffa tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. Okay, that's for everybody's coming in. So what's your opinion? No boxing, no life. You said you did. All right. So what's your opinion on it? Because my opinion. Let me tell you my opinion while you write yours. He has nothing left. Yep. And I think he left it out all on that ring last night. Errol Spence. I think he felt it in training, maybe. Low key, he felt it in training, but he wanted to prove himself that he still got it. Sometimes you gotta listen when you know it's time to put the gloves down. I think that 3 year no tune up is crazy. That's what my thing with Errol Spence Jr. is. That no tune up thing was crazy. I think it gets your body a certain comfort and a certain levels, and you be like, okay, cool. I still got it. I still could do this. I still could do that. But the reality is like, you've been taking off for a while. People have moved on. Tim had a little bit more pop into his step, but the thing about it is, I'll be real with you. He could have got him out of there a minute ago. And I think with Tim Zoo, he'll be next to retire. He's 31 and everybody's like, he's young, but boxing does a number on you. I don't care what age you is. It'll do a number on you. He's next. I ain't gonna lie. And I hope he don't keep on continuing his career and then start just be losing and trying to find angles, because that'll make me feel like he's doing it for the money and then it's not worth your life, bro. That ain't worth your life. I felt like it was a little bit of a hot mess a little bit in that fight last night. Because reaching, like, I don't know, no boxing, no life. Did you get the PTSD I got from that fight? Like, he was reaching, didn't have no reflexes. His feet wasn't under him. He wasn't, he didn't keep punching. He was going for the body like Spence does, but it looked like a shell of himself. No boxing, no life said. The moment Spence got on the ring and started looking around at the crowd, soaking it in, that's when I knew that he knew it was his last fight. Check it out. You know what? You know what? I'm going to look back at that. You know what? I'm going to look back at that. That was hard right there. That was hard. Because I was tired last night. I couldn't focus in like how I really wanted to until later on and stuff like that. Like probably at the second, third round. And it wasn't like saying I wasn't watching it, but it was like I was a little tired. So I'm just like, oh, let me stay up because I know I got to get on giving them a review, which is on my shorts right now. And then I'm like, you know what? Let me go live. Let me talk to my folks and stuff like that. Let me see what everybody else is thinking. You know what I mean? But you're right. I gotta go check it out. Yeah, I feel like Errol Spence, they don't have nothing. I feel like Tim don't got nothing to prove, but Tim gonna continue his career. He wants to fight Lara, and Lara, like, come on, man. He would jab you and hook you to death. The old Lara would jab you and hook you to death. Tim might get to him. He might get that title shot, but I think he need to put his gloves down. Like, people gotta understand, it's like, yo, you could pass in that ring, man. You gotta be very mindful. Like, you got kids, you got people that you love. You know what I'm saying? If you feel like you don't got to just, you know what I mean? I know that sounds like, to a warrior, the warriors don't want to hear that. The real champions don't want to hear that. But I'm glad Errol Spence is retiring, though. He did his best. He tried. You know what I'm saying? But I'm glad he's still alive. He still could be able to go back to his family, and he could go. Hopefully he just stay that way. I would love to see him in a new field. I don't know about asking questions because I seen that Andre Ward interview. Errol Spence is not much of a talker. Like, I ain't gonna lie, that dude. Maybe he might want to do a boxing analyst type of thing, or be a boxing announcer or something like that. But I wouldn't want to. I mean, you gotta fix a few things in your talk and your speech and everything for that. For me, Earl, for real. Hitchens got a lot of potential. How you feel about no boxing, no life? You still in here? What do you feel about Richardson Hitchens? He's debuting tonight on Zuffa for the first time. Him and Berlanga. I'm not a fan of Berlanga, but what do you feel about Berlanga and what do you feel about Hitchens? Because Hitchens got all the potential in the world. I just feel like when I was saying earlier, before you hopped on this live, I feel like Hitchens got all the potential in the world, but he keeps fumbling it. And I think 147 is his last shot. I feel like he has to prove himself. And if this happens, Devin Haney versus Keyshawn, whoever wins out of that, Hitchens fighting that person will definitely prove himself in the boxing world. But I think this is Richardson Hitchens' last shot. What do you think? No boxing, no life. What do you think about Berlanga? What do you think about Hitchens? I said earlier, Berlanga is a very entertaining person, but I don't really look at him as a great boxer to me. He's a great entertainer, but we never know. We might see something different tonight. 8 p.m. We might see something different tonight. No boxing, no life. You still there? I'm waiting for your comment. I'm waiting for your comment because I really want to know what you feel about Hitchens and Berlanga. So I like Hitchens and Berlanga. It's just good for entertaining purposes. I feel like that. Yep. I don't know. How you feel? How you feel about Hitchens' skills? I feel like he. It's like the people that he got a lot of mouth, but it don't show in his career. If that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? And it's not saying he got a lot of mouth like in a like weird way. It's like he pumps himself up as a boxer should, and then it's like you don't see it in your career yet. Like yes, you trained with Floyd Mayweather. Yes, you said Floyd said you were a good fighter. But he also said Floyd was like, oh, who's that? That's me in the ring? Like, wait, what? Nigga? What, nigga? Like, Hitchens is really good. He just hasn't had the opportunity to showcase it like Mason has. Okay. You know what? You're right. That's why I said like 147 is his only really true shot for Hitchens. You know, don't mind those people outside. You know what I mean? I come from a city where they just do bikes and be all that all day. But Hitchens definitely got it. You know, you're right. I feel the same way. But I just feel like 147 is his shot. I feel like he gotta make sure he's disciplined, make the weight. You gotta make sure he fights the good people. Zuffa is a great boxing platform. I'm excited for Zuffa tonight because I know someone's gonna get dropped and knocked out because they pick the best fights. They pick tailor-made fights. If y'all haven't watched Zuffa boxing, y'all need to get in tune. But Hitchens definitely is a good fighter. How you feel about Berlanga as a fighter and skill-wise? No boxing, no life. And also, how you feel about the platform of Zuffa boxing? I like Zuffa. Zuffa, it reminds me of UFC, where it's like everybody could get it, and anybody could get it, and anybody that's nice and could fight, and like they put the best matches together to keep us entertained. Zuffa boxing is entertaining. I never realized that like Zuffa boxing might got little to no politics. It got politics, of course, when it comes to every business, but I'm saying like we might see certain fights on Zuffa boxing that it'd be like, yo, this is a small fight, but this is a big fight at the same time when it comes to skills wise. I'm excited because I know I'm going to see a knockout tonight. I know I'm going to see a performance tonight. Berlanga, a good fighter, not great. No boxing, no life. Listen, he all right. He all right. He all right. I don't know about, you know what I mean? You gave him good. He all right. I ain't going to say he all right because he definitely versus Canelo. He's a good fighter. But I just feel like he was gassed up after the Canelo fight and you lost. Like, it was just like something that he went on. I think he's a great entertainer. He got a great look on him. Pause. He got great enthusiasm and stuff like that. He got, that the show, you know what I mean? The showmanship, you know what I'm saying? That character, something that keeps us entertained. But Berlanga, he's just cocky, and I just feel like why, why Berlanga? Why you feel so confident and cocky? Oh, what you think about I'm probably gonna butcher his name, Shiraz. Yesterday, Shiraz yesterday. I felt like he wasn't. That should have went 12 rounds, bro. Shiraz bored me to death, and because I knew he could have did better. Period, point blank. The guy was super square. There was moments that I felt like Shiraz was like just not giving the combinations up. He kept on going to the body, and he kept on over like doing an over hook to the body, over right hook to the body. Just kept on just trying to hook to the body the whole entire time. And it's like, yo, your trainer even said it, like throw a little bit more punches. Like, come on now, mix it up. He could have got him out there by the fifth round. It was a good fight, but nah, it wasn't a good fight. It was a decent fight. It was like boring to me. I'm not gonna lie. I'll be like, it was a good fight. It was decent, man. I just feel like Shiraz could have got him up out of there a long time ago. Shiraz. I always mess up their name and butcher boxing name. I'm not a name person, but I just like that he's a good fighter. Joshua, oh, you came in a little bit late. I felt like Joshua was. What did I say about Joshua? I feel like that was definitely, and I think an announcer said this too, was one of his worst rounds of his career. I did not like that he got dropped in a minute. Like the first seconds of the fight, not even a minute. The first seconds of a fight. I love that his power eventually prevailed, but now I'm interested in the Tyson Fury fight. I'm interested in how much of a heart Tyson Fury could have and how he could deal with those punches and what's going to happen if he's able to deal with those punches against Joshua. Can Joshua withstand Fury? Can Joshua withstand Fury? Because Fury's a tough son of a bitch. I'm just going to say it. I'm cursed. I don't care. He's tough. And he said that was crazy first round. That first round was just like, I think it was over. I thought Joshua was done. I ain't going to lie to you. The way the buddy was throwing him around and the two knockdowns, I thought that first round was like, oh, it's clipped. Like, we got that. Like, whoever like bet on Karunga, whatever his name was, they won that fight. I thought it was over like until the second round, and it was like, oh, all right, cool. So I'm heading out now, bro. When you going back live? I do not know yet. I gotta figure out if I'm gonna go live tomorrow after the Zuffa boxing, or I'm gonna go live tonight because I think it's 8 p.m. tonight. But the thing about with Zuffa, they be having a long, like they have an undercard, so they put all that together, the undercard and the card together. So I don't know when the next time I'll be live. It will be soon though, either tonight or tomorrow. So shout out to No Boxing No Life. Thank you for coming into the building. Everybody that was in the building, I appreciate everybody that was here. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. If you go live, okay, let me see. I gotta make sure I go live tonight. Let me make sure because I know I don't know if I'm gonna be moving around tonight, but I'm gonna definitely be watching Zuffa Boxing. Just tune in, No Boxing, No Life. Tune in tonight. Make sure you be watching. Everybody that's watching, make sure y'all subscribe and make sure y'all like and share this channel. Share this video. Share this video. Share the video. Share the video. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Shout out to No Boxing, No Life. Shout out to everybody that was in the building. Shout out to everybody that was in the building, man. Shout out to you. Peace. No Boxing, No Life. Peace. For sure. Now, I think I ran down. I ran down. We was on for 47 minutes. I ran down. Let's go to the 50-minute mark. I'm gonna try to walk us out to the 50-minute mark, and then I'm probably gonna shut down the live and stuff like that. Anybody that comes into the live, I want y'all always to participate. I always want y'all to jump in the chat. I always want to hear y'all opinions. That's why I go live for. I always want to make sure that everybody that's with me is with me. And if you disagree, it's good to have a healthy debate. Just don't be too disrespectful. Don't be too like of a a-hole. You know what I'm saying? We in here, we in the building because simple fact is we want to talk about boxing. We want to be entertained. We want to speak our truth. We want to know why we didn't like what we like and stuff like that. It was an amazing fight. For Anthony Joshua. I liked that card a little bit. I even liked the first fight was Okasa versus Tejada. Yeah, I think it was Tejada versus Okaso. Oh, I always butcher people's names. That was a good knockout at the last fight. I thought that guy was going to go to the decision, but he ended up getting a knockout. And I feel like personally, I was like, this is amazing. This is the amazing thing for him. I'm always gonna put in this work. I always gotta put in this work. Always, man. Boxing is very much on the up and up. I'm happy it's here. I'm excited for the new and up and comers in boxing. I always want to say this too, right? And say, should I make a video about that? I should make a video about that. Dean the Great, I like him as an entertainer. I like him as a streamer, but I don't know if he takes boxing 100% serious. They seem like they're always talking to him in the camp, but that's none of my business. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna get into that, but I just feel like I don't know, like with I like Dean and AB's relationship on the stream, but I like how I see AB locking in. But I don't know if Dean the Great is always locked 100% in. I don't know if it's taking his time or what, but they always talking to him and about diet, this, that. I just don't know if that's for entertainment he's doing, and maybe when the cameras is off, it's different. But I believe Dean the Great could be a great boxer, but you gotta have the discipline, and if you don't got the discipline, you shouldn't be doing boxing. That's for everybody. Like if you don't got the discipline to do it, like I was watching Dean and AB. AB so locked in. He fasting and everything. Like AB been on a championship level, so he knows mentally, like he could get back on that. I love that he not drinking, he not worried, he not concerned about things. Yeah, he talks about BS, but that's part of the streaming world. You gotta show human reality and like what goes on in everyday life, so you could be relatable. You know what I'm saying? But AB, Adrian Broner, locked in like that, it motivates me. I ain't gonna lie. He motivated me like to lock in. Cause he just been in there. You could tell he been in that championship level before, and he's not even having a fight. He doesn't have no fight, but he's motivating Dean. Like Zab Judah showing up to that camp. Shane Mosley. These are legends I would love to be in front of and ask questions. Oh man, I would love to ask them questions. I got questions and questions on questions. It's something that I feel like that's a blessing to be around. Like Dean the Great has a great blessing to be around Zab Judah and Shane Mosley. Like people can't look at them. You should look at these people's careers and like how they were and how quick and how powerful they were. Like these were definitely like heavy hitters. Like not just talking boxing, but like to boxing the world. Zab Judah, yo, he looks like he looked like he ready to box right now. Zab Judah looked like he ready to beat someone's asses right now, straight up. Him going to Dean, if I was Dean, you gotta be 100% locked in, bruh. This ain't no diss to you or nothing like that, but I was seeing them argue, Dean and AB argue about Dean not being woke up and stuff like that and all that stuff like that. It's like, no, bro. AB, right. You gotta wake up. You gotta wake up yourself. Like if I got people coming to the camp, like Zab Judah, come on, man. Shane Mosley, and you also got AB in there. You gotta wake up, Dean the Great. You gotta wake up, Dean. Straight up like that. I like you as a streamer, and I like what you did as a man for AB, Adrian Broner. But as a boxer, I don't know if you got the discipline, bro. I can't wait to see your fight, and I'm hoping that the fight continues and hopefully you make weight. I actually want to see you win. I actually want to see the best for you. But when we watching these streams, like it's like, is he locked in? Is he really understand this is a sacrifice all day, every day? You know, this is what boxing takes. You know what I'm saying? And the only reason I know that because I just really watched my brother coming up. I didn't like it and didn't care for it at first until I just caught a bug again with my homie, and then I'm going back to the boxing gym and like watching my brother train other boxers. I was like, yo, you can't play boxing. Watching my brother train other fighters, you can't train. You know what I mean? You can't play boxing, man. This is a real life or death situation sometimes in that ring, because you get hit the wrong way. You get whew, man. But I love that Terrence Crawford like pushes his kids away from that. I love that. I love that aspect. To be honest with you, I did the thing so you wouldn't have to do it. That's a great look on it. Instead of just like, oh, I want my kids to be like me and walk in my footsteps. Nah, let me teach you how to fight. Terrence Crawford like, let me teach my kids how to fight, but I don't want you really boxing. I don't want you in that fight life. That's not something I wanted to for you, which I love about that. As far as Dean the Great, I feel like I'm about to watch your stream probably later. I just hope that you win. I want to see Dean the Great be the best boxer slash streamer in the world if he can. It's just like because you got a lot of talent, a lot of people around you, but moving and making sure you gotta lock in, man. You gotta lock in. I want to see the best. I want to see you win. It's Titus for the 9-8. Make sure y'all came in the building and it was free 99 to subscribe. Make sure you get in the comments. Make sure you tell everybody, share. Make sure you do everything you guys, you know what I mean, to push this channel. And I might go live tonight. My man No Boxing No Life might see me tonight. I don't know. Or maybe tomorrow. I gotta see. I'm gonna write it in the chat. If y'all are subscribers, y'all on my thing. If y'all on my YouTube, subscribe right now. Make sure y'all like and comment. I might go live tonight. I might not. I'll let y'all know in the Oh my God, I'm having a brain fart. In my post, I'm gonna post something on YouTube, and I'm gonna make sure to let y'all know if I go live tonight or tomorrow. But I'm definitely gonna go live. And I need everybody in here. I need y'all to share the live. I need you to tell your friends. I need y'all to subscribe. I need to make this channel go big. If y'all also remember, I got on the Sean Porter podcast. Shout out to Sean Porter for selecting me. Shout out for them to selecting me. And I think it was 2 podcasts ago where they answered my question as a fan question. And the Porterway podcast is something I really look up to and love watching. I'm on there asking the last question of one episode. I forgot the episode. I don't know if they numbered the episode, so I gotta go back and see what episode that was. But I'm feeling great. I'm feeling motivated. I'm gonna continue to do my thing. Everybody's watching this right now, don't forget to subscribe. I will be giving my review and my opinion on the Belanga's debut and the whole Zuffa boxing card tonight. I'm gonna be watching and looking out. That being said, it's your boy